ions. What are ions? Ions are formed where atoms exchange electrons to fill up the outer shell to become stable. For example, metal atom will lose electron to become positive ion, and non-metal atom will gain electron to become negative ion. So atoms are reactive because they have incomplete outer shell. They want to become stable, so they will exchange the electrons to become stable and have a full outer shell and form ions. So just talk a little bit about the metal atom lithium. So here we got a lithium atom with the electronic structure 2,1. That means that we got 2 electrons on the first shell and 1 electron on outer shell. It will lose this electron and actually will lose this shell to become stable. So now we have a lithium ion. It is a positive +1 charge ion. So the electronic structure is only 2 electrons on the first shell, which is actually its outer shell as well. But this lithium ion is stable now. Now let's just have a look what's happening with the non-metals. So non-metal atoms, for example like this chlorine atom, would like to gain electron to become stable. Let's just have a look at its electronic structure. So we got 2 electrons on the first shell, 8 electrons on the second shell, and 7 electrons on the outer shell. To become stable, it means to have a full outer shell, in this case 8 electrons. So it wants to gain electron. And by gaining the electrons, it will complete its outer shell as over here. Look, it will gain 1 electron. This is the gain electron. Often, these non-metals gain an electron from metal atoms. Okay, so there is some specific rules about forming ions from group 7. So the group 7 are called halogens. Okay, let's just have a look at the periodic table. And they form ions with -1 charge, and we call them a halide ions. And for example, fluorine atom will form a fluoride ion. Chlorine atom will form a chloride ion. Bromine atom will form bromide ion. So we'll need to learn that atoms got ending "-ine", and when it forms an ion, the ending is "-ide". Okay. Okay, so there are rules on forming the ions. So let's just go through them. So the first group will form +1 charge ion. Let's just have a look at the periodic table. The second group will form 2+ ions. These are both metals, so they both lose electrons. The first group will lose 1 electron, and the second one will lose 2 electrons to form 2+ ions. Let's just have a look at the non-metals. So group 6 and oxygen, for example, is the main one, will gain 2 electrons and will become 2- ion. So for example, for oxygen, will form oxide ion, O2-. Where the group 7, they will gain 1 electron to become stable and will have -1 charge on that. Okay, for example, there are also atoms which are unreactive and they are stable because they already have full outer shell. We call them noble gases, and helium's got full outer shell because it's only got 2 electrons in the first shell. However, these from neon and downwards, they got full outer shell because they got 8 electrons.